Most teams today are using, say, ChatGPT by writing one prompt at a time and are using it to do our basic, say, AI content creation. But what if you could actually build an entire AI content production system instead of that? Instead of, say, simple prompting, what if you could have a system that helps you do everything related to your marketing activities automatically? In this video, I'm going to walk you through one such platform that I am super excited to explore and walk you through. That is AirOps. Now, AirOps is an AI powered marketing operating system. That's what I would term this system to be as, or this platform to be as, which actually replaces that single prompting or that skill building on Claude or so into something that can work continuously. So let's quickly get into it and see how does this work. Now, if you first of all log into it, it's going to look something like this, where you have again a chat model where you can chat with it. What you can do is that you can use their Explore Insights to then check what has changed about your AI visibility this week and many other things. That is what you can chat with over here. But the most interesting thing comes into picture when you want to actually create things. Now, in terms of creating, there are three primary things that it works on. That is the workflow, the playbook, and the grid. How does this work? It's very simple. When we say, for example, start with a template. Now, if you can see in terms of the marketing activity, where does AI come into picture is in terms of content creation or optimization or SEO. So this platform is focused towards that, but not limited to that. Like for example, they have certain templates that they've built on the content creation side, where if I wanted to write an informative article just based on certain titles that I'm giving, it is able to do that. If I wanted to create a complete content brief so that I can then forward it to my graphic designer or to my blog writer, for that then it is something that it can also create for us. But the most interesting thing that I found over here is their generating of the AEO scorecard. Now we know that while SEO is a game that everyone focuses on, AU and GU is soon picking up the pace. Why? Because people want to be visible when their users search them or search similar solutions on ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. So what we're doing over here is that we actually use this particular template, where the very first thing is it integrates with our brand kit, that is our website. And when we launch this template, it's going to look something like this. What we are going to have is very simple, that we have the input as one of our blogs. So as you can see, we have this one blog that we have written, and we would want to see that in terms of EO perspective or SEO perspective, how has it been scored. So what we have done is we simply copied this and pasted it over here. Now, there are two things that it does. One, it has an AI agent that is running in the background over here that does the complete scoring of your content and even suggest improvements for it. So as you can see over here, when I actually click on the output, what I'm able to see is, one, it was able to take that entire web page data as an input, and as an output it has given me the scorecard and the complete brief in terms of what can be improved, and it has been added onto different columns. So when I actually expand onto these columns, I'll be able to see a complete image that actually tells me that, okay, how is the scoring done in terms of, say, sentence complexity, information density, what is the exact scoring that it has been given. At the same time, while this gives us a score, the most interesting thing is the insight over here in terms of what can I do to improve it. So this tells me that, okay, if I want to be more visible over answering engines like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, then this is what I need to do. Like in the entire article, there is, say, near zero verifiable evidence. So I need to add evidence, because that acts as something that can, back my entire article. Then in terms of, say, the header, so every technical detail that would boost my blog on the search engines is what I would actually look at, and this is how I can actually improve every aspect of the blog and repost it. So this is one such example wherein we can do this by scoring an entire AU. The next interesting thing that comes over here is the workflow. Now this is something that I found very interesting, is because oftentimes what we do is that we use multiple tools like, say, Anytin, Zapier, or Make. These are workflow automation tools that we use, right? So what happens is that when we are actually using tools like Anytin, Make, or Zapier, then things become quite complicated and technical. What they have done is that they have completely built that entire workflow automation or workflow building interface, where I'll just show you one simple example, where what we are doing is that we are simply scraping our website and using an AI to create a quick SEO analysis of it and recommend what are the keywords that I can add on to it. So how does this work is very simple. There is the input and the output parameter, correct? In between, there are steps that I can add. So when I actually click over here on the add steps, you can see the type of options that I get. right from asking it to run a Google search or retrieve Google search results to doing web page scraping. Even if I want to say run a particular code specific to a particular task, then I can even do that. There are the if else conditions, the iterations that I would want to do. In terms of data handling, it has created that okay, if you would want to run your entire database over here using their grid functionality, then you can do that. You can add in your knowledge base. So the possibilities and the integration that it's offering is something that is quite seamless for any and every marketing person. And that's exactly how it works, wherein if I want to say ask it to design or connect with my Figma designs, it even does that. In terms of say it to compare my website with other competitors, it even has that particular capability. So the possibilities of us to create complete workflows end to end, be it even using of Reddit or YouTube or any other platform, has become quite seamless over here because there's a complete marketing focused workflow automation platform. Then they have something called as the power steps as well. These are basically AI agents that they have created to do specific tasks. So instead of say creating two steps over here, for one for web scraping and one for analysis, what I can actually do is that I can use one of their power steps that's a combination of multiple tasks. Now let me just quickly give you an overview as to how we built this. Very simple. When we talk about the input parameter, what we wanted is we wanted to take the input from the user as the website. So we created this particular thing by adding a field over here, selecting that what is the what or how do I want my input to be like. Now in terms of input, say for example, if you would want to analyze a video or you would want to improve a video design, you can add an media file as well. Then as the next step, what we wanted to do is we wanted to scrape this data. So what we did is we gave the input that we had collected in the first step over here as the URL input, and as an output what we got over here, as you can see, is the complete data of that web page. So what all data was able to be scraped, we are able to capture all of that. And finally what we wanted to do is that we wanted to use this to build or engineer a particular prompt that could find the SEO and AEO keywords that are missing and that can be added. So over here now, the most interesting thing is that if you are not say good at prompt engineering, what they have given you is an option of generating with AI. So when you click on this generate with AI, all you need to do is simply written whatever thoughts that you have right here, and it creates that entire thing for you. So in our case as well, what we have done, we gave it a very simple prompt, and it has created this complete end-to-end prompt for us, along with what all things need to be checked. And what does output look like is like this, where it has given me a complete gap analysis. It tells me that okay, what are the existing topics that the website is focused towards, and what are the recommended keywords that need to go onto that web page, right, to ensure that there is a better visibility. So this is a quick overview of this particular platform. What we're going to do is that we're going to cover multiple such use cases on how do we build more workflows or more grids or more use cases on AirOps. So stay tuned to our next videos, and thank you so much for watching this one.